What's this? A real challenge? You've finally caught my attention. A fellow exile. One more fool under Zana's sway. Allow me to destroy you before she has a chance to betray you, too. At least, my way will be quick. You slew my friends! You brought ruin to my world! You have invaded my very center. I should be furious, and yet, I feel nothing. How boring and small. Destroying you is as easy as flicking a pest. Did you really think this would work? I transcended all this long ago. Feel the thrill of
the void. Why run? What's the point? Your lives are meaningless. Watch UP crumble.
But now you will fight on my lands. You assumed I share the same weakness as my fellows. And now you come to me. Is it bravery or foolishness? You will long for
non-existence. Reign of stars. Everlasting fire. Glorious flames. Be silent.
What drives you, exile? Is it justice? Revenge? Honor? It is power. We felt your deeds. Felt their shockwaves ripple through the void. You have our attention. Now you must keep it. Your limits will be tested. The stars themselves will bear silent witness. How far will you bend before you break? Drives you, exile? Is it justice? Revenge? Honor? No. It is power. You have our attention. Now you must keep it. Your limits will be tested. The stars themselves will bear silent witness. How far will you bend before you break? What drives you, exile? Is it justice? Revenge? Honor? No. It is power. We felt your deeds. Felt their shockwaves ripple through the void. You have our attention. Now you must keep it. Your limits will be tested. The stars themselves will bear silent witness. How far will you bend before you break? drives you, exile? Is it justice?
Hello everybody and welcome to the follow-up video on the cast on crit Ice Nova Elementalist. Since the previous video, let me just turn on the lights in the house. There we go, much better. Okay, so from the previous video, what has changed? Not very much, to be honest, just a few pieces of gear here and there. The gloves is the same gloves. It's just that I synthesized a completely useless implicit and some fire res, which kind of turned on our heads the wise oak, but we managed to stabilize it. We are still in the green for the wise oak damage bonus. The belt is also changed a little bit. I have removed the increased damage benchcraft and slammed the cold damage prefix. Cool. So that's a little bit more damage because the benchcraft went up to like 20%, I think, and this goes up to 26, which is very nice. The boots are the same. The boots have not changed. This ring, this is new, okay? This is a completely new ring, and it made quite a significant DPS increase because we got more accuracy, which opens up the gate to something in POB, which I will show you right now. Oh, POB is lagging a little bit. Sorry about that. It worked just fine a minute ago. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, it's working. Sort of. So, with the new ring, which I just show you because POB is just having a bad day today. With a new ring, we are basically even more crit capped, and we could ditch one of these medium cluster jewels. You can replace the medium cluster jewel with one of your preference. You could get a nerve on hit, you could get whatever you want, but the basic DPS is gonna be more or less the same. Although I would still keep this for the pressure points. Your critical strike chance have a 5% chance to deal double damage, and you crit all the time, and you crit very often. So most of the times, rather than the less of the times, you are doing the double damage. So I think this is still the best slot jewel to keep. So yeah, the next piece of item that changed, our amulet. Our amulet, I have Redeemer, I have Awakened Orb, the +1 of all cold skill gems with +1 of all intelligence skill gems. Got the accuracy that we lost back because we had T1 accuracy on this one. And I got it back, tier 2, we're still hit capped, it's no problem at all. Another critical strike chance, which is very nice. This can be removed, added new crit in hopes of getting crit multi, which would be a bigger significant DPS increase than the crit strike chance. But that's another story about min-maxing, and I don't intend to min-max this build anymore. The shield is absolutely still the same, nothing changed on this. The helmet, I don't know if I had a crit multi suffix last time on the video, but yeah, now we got crit multi. T2, it's not a very big deal because between this and T1 I think is just 4% on the max roll, so it really doesn't, like, 4% crit multi is like you can get more of that in the jewel, right? So it's not like wow. The ring, this one is still the same. Caps our resistances, does some spell damage, and a boatload of energy shield, okay? On the Quaspris Malice, I have changed the... What's the thing that's called? I don't know, the quality thing. It used to be one, I think it was 4% increased area of effect per 4 quality or something like that. Now we change this to accuracy, so we know we are still crit capped. It doesn't really, it basically sets in stone the hit chance, okay, and the crit chance. Okay, cool. About the jewels, again, nothing really changed. We did manage to hit level 95, and we took this point and this point from the previous video, which gives us another 2% DPS, I mean damage reduction on our primal ages, which is more or less giving you a EHP boost, okay? Ascendancies remain the same, nothing changed there. I did play a little bit with this, with Legion of the Primordial and Elementalist. It does have its advantages. That being you are element immune with your golems. You have 4 golems, which basically you avoid all elemental elements. That is pretty good, but it's not game breaking, right? You can get element immunity from your gear and your passive tree, so depends how you want to make the build. If I wanted to invest more in this build, the next steps I would take is capping my fire res in some other places. I don't know where exactly. Maybe here, remove the crit strike chance on this and augment fire and get the fire res. Remove this, craft the shaper suffix, chance to avoid elemental ailments. Do the same on the chest, craft on the helmet, and you are ailment immune. I think you need the gloves also, but you gotta open prefix, I don't know. So yeah, I would basically work around and try to get element immunity and stun immunity. I do need 2 more jewels with chance to avoid being stunned. So yeah, but I'm not gonna beat around the bush too long. As you can see, our POB DPS has grown. We are now at 1.3 million. Ice Nova DPS 391 crit multi, which is very good. If I would level this build another 3 levels, I would take this jewel socket here and socket in Transcended Flesh. What the Transcended Flesh does is give you a boatload of crit multi, as you can see here. Add to build tree, and then in here we put Transcended Flesh, and you can see we're jumping really high to 1.5 million. And the next thing that I would do if I was to keep investing in the build was get a 21 Ice Nova, and boom, 1.6 mil. And that is basically as good as you can probably want it. Like if you had like another +1 corridor in gym somewhere, it would be 1.7. You would get very close to 2 million, which is basically way more than enough. Way more than enough. Okay. In the configuration, again, nothing changed. Power charges, inspiration charges, tailwind, consecrated ground, convergence for bossing, and this because in our new ring, where is it? In our new ring, I adds fire damage and cold damage. What that does means that all of our Ice Novas ignite, and that gives us a huge bonus from our Cinder Swallow. Because when enemies are ignited, they take increased damage from all of your hits, right? They are still shocked from our Ascendancy, Consecrating Ground from our Ball of Faith, and nothing else is ticked. So it's pretty much done. Like there's no like super cheese, some things that are ticked or not or whatever. Right, so some other things that I wanted to address from the previous video is your actions per second or attacks per second on your Cyclone. Your attacks per second to trigger cast on crit in an optimum way with the minimum cooldown recovery rate of 14 or 15, which you can get from this or the belt, should be between 7.01 and 7.47 to trigger optimal, because we're not going to take into consideration server ticks and lag and stuff like that, because then we're just going to lose our minds and not play this build ever again. Okay. Oh, ignore the strength required. I have a flame golem socket here, but it's not active. So yeah, and if you would push the actions per second further to get the next breakpoint in your cast on crit, you will need to have around 10.4 or something like that attacks per second, which is huge. You're basically talking another 3 attacks per second in your cyclone. And in order to do that, you will need a very high investment in attack speed jewels. Attack speed jewels, 3 items. You will probably need to get attack speed on your gloves. You will probably need to get attack speed on your rings, just to get to the next breakpoint of that 10.4 or whatever it is. And I don't believe it's worth it. You already have all the damage that you need, and it should carry you through all the end game, as you saw in the previous clips. It's more than enough damage. Okay, cool. Leveling this build, if you are interested in doing this, I would recommend you either go as Arc. Start with Arc. You could go with Cast on Crit itself as soon as you get Cyclone unlocked, and you use the unique shield. What is it? Give me 1 minute. You use this Lycosidae. Your hits can't be evaded. You equip it at a level 11, which is very convenient. And then to increase your critical strike chance, you equip, Ungil's Harmony. 344% increased critical strike chance. Your crits deal no extra damage. That doesn't really affect you while leveling, to be honest, because you're gonna be whopping everything instantly, so it doesn't really matter. Just use this if you want to go cast on crit as fast as you can. Okay. What I plan to do now is sell the build. If anyone is interested in buying it, you already saw what's capable of, and yeah, just drop me a message on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Twitch, whatever, YouTube. And yeah, just hit me up if you want to buy all the gear and save yourself the pain and agony of trying and craft all this. Because crafting, it is fun, but buying all the remove adds and augments and removes and reforge, keeping prefixes, keeping suffixes, is gonna drain you a lot of time and a lot of money. So yeah. Anyway, that will be it for me for today and for this build. I will proceed to list all of the items, including the jewels, the clusters, the timeless jewel, everything. I'm gonna putting it out for sale and start financing the new project. What is that project? Maybe I should drop by the Twitch channel and see what we're up to. Shameless plug. Okay. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hop on Discord, hop on Twitch, do whatever you want. And as always, stay safe, boys.